manifest. So this afternoon, I am going to, or we are going to discuss about the topic of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or when we call the UDHR. So when we talk about the UDHR, or the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, so it is a landmark international document adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on December 10, 1948. So in the aftermath of World War II, so it sets out, for the first time in history, it is a common standard of fundamental human rights to be universally protected regardless of race, color, religion, sex, language, political or other opinion, and then national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. So here, it explains that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or when we say the UDHR, is an important global document created by the United Nations in 1948. So it was made after World War II to ensure that the basic human rights are recognized and protected everywhere. So the UDHR was the first agreement to establish a shared set of fundamental rights that everyone should have, no matter their race, or dili basihan ang ilang mga race, then ilang mga gender, religion, and then mga languages or political beliefs, social background, wealth, or other personal characteristics. So it aims to promote equality and dignity for all people worldwide. And then the next one we're going to talk or explain is the key background of the UDHR. So the key background of the UDHR, it explains by Angel Asentista. So Angel. Go ahead na. Key background. Sige na, gusto mo.
Key background. Drafted by the diverse community led by Eleanor Roosevelt of the United States, it was the development to address that of the war to prevent the future women's rights and abuses. Drafted the UDHR, Universal Declaration of Women's Rights. That document was written by the different committee of the representatives from different countries. The committee was led by Eleanor Roosevelt by the United States, who played the major leadership role. Adopted by 48 member states with 8 abstention and no opposing votes as the resolution 2178. Abstention by United Nations. The UDHR was officially adopted by the United States General Assembly for these countries. Voted and the 48 countries abstained and none voted against it. Was adopted as Resolution 2178 and 1948.
So the next one is the core principles of the UDHR. The first one is inalienability. So inalienability will discussed by Reynold Silva. So start.
Core principles. Inalienability rights are the inherent to all human beings and cannot be taken away, so they may be restricted in specific case, e.g. for public safety. Inalienability rights are inherent to all human beings and cannot be taken away, Next is number two, universality. Rights apply to every person everywhere regardless of race, gender, religion, nationality, language, or any other status. So, rights apply to every person everywhere. The right to fair trial applies to all individuals regardless of their nationality, country where the trial is held. Number 3. Equality and non-discrimination. All people are equal in dignity and rights, and discrimination based on any characteristics is prohibited.
The next one is the dignity. It will discussed by Ausan. So, I know what
Dignity. Everybody, individuals, is entitled to respect for their inherent worth, which is the basic for all other rights. So, dignity. Every person deserves respect, their inherent worth, and respect from the foundations of all other rights. Next is interdependence. Interdependence and indivisibility. Rights for interconnected civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights, and cannot fully realize isolation from the one another. So that effect the rights, civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights cannot be achieved separately. Next is participations and inclusions. People have the rights to be involved in decisions that affect their live and have access information needed for the participation.
Ikat sa daw mo. Ngayon mag-exam dyan. Kailangan din mo ako. So now we are going to discuss about the 10 articles of the UDHR. So the first one is, we are all born free and equal. So it means that every person, regardless of their background, race, gender, or status, starts life with the same basic rights and dignity. So it means that no one is inherently superior or inferior simply because of who they are or where they came from. So example sa mga school setting, like another one is the teacher treats every student fairly without favoritism or kanang mga biases or like mga discrimination. And then the next one is the continuation of the we are all born free and equal is that these principles emphasizes that all human beings deserve equal respect, opportunities, and treatment from the moment they are born, promoting fairness and justice in society. Or we shall say that everyone has the right to live freely and equally. So mo na siya ang sa we are all born free and equal. So the next one is the freedom from discrimination. So when we talk about the freedom discrimination, it means that everyone should be treated equally without being unfairly disadvantaged because of their race, gender, religion, and or other personal characteristics. So it ensures equal opportunities and respect for all. So example like sa mga in public places. So everywhere, I joke. So everyone can enter the restaurants or stores. Example siya sa freedom from discrimination. Anong kalayaan sa like mga discriminate or kanang sa mga bullying. So everyone can enter the restaurants or stores without being refused service or like kanang sa mga race or disability. So the next one is the right to life. So when we talk about the right to life, it means every person has a basic right to live and should not have been unfairly killed or put in life-threatening situations, ensuring everyone has a chance to live their life. So or everyone has the right to live safely and be protected from danger, or like na mga kailangan na mga protection na para ma-secured ta. And then the next one is the freedom from slavery. So when we talk about the freedom from slavery means that no one should be owned or forced to work against their will. So, dapat wala joy ka ng dili nimo siya kailangan or naay isa ka babae nga kuan, if dili siya gusto nga trabaho, ayaw siya i-force nga trabaho nimo ni. So, that's when we talk about freedom from slavery. So, it ensures that every person has the right to be free and control their own life and labor. So, example sa mga household sa Panimalay, a helper or houseworker must be treated fairly, paid properly, and allowed to leave if they choose. So, ang kanang helper sa inyong balay mas dapat tratuhon mo siya kanang pantay, and then dapat sakto iyahang sweldo, and then if gusto siya, if dili na niya gusto iyahang trabaho or kanang wala na siya naayon, depende sa situation, so he or she can leave whenever they choose or kung gano saan nila ganahan. And then the next one is the right to recognition before the law. So, recognition. Freedom from torture. Sorry.
Freedom from the torture is a means that neutral can ever be part of abuse and violence, and every children must be protected from the physical, emotion, wrong, and any guilt and punishment that unjust the government and must ensure that all children and are always told willingly and speak.
The next one is the right to recognition before the law. Am I right? Go.
Right to recognition before the law. This means that every child is recognized as a person with rights. A child must be acknowledged by legal system and an individual is having a name, a nationality, and identity and legal protection.
The next is right to equality before the law. Right to equality before the law. The right means na dili all people are equal the eye of the law regardless of race, color, ethnicity, or background. Walay special nga treatment, walay mas overpower o walay mas dili pabor. For example, if duha ka tawo ang nakalapas sa same nga law, usa kay lumad nga tribo or usa kay taga syudad, they must be treated the same. Dili pwede nga mas bugat ang penalty sa indigenous person tungod sa iyang ethnic background, fair and equal treatment. Next is right to remedy. Right to remedy, the right means nga if experience nimo ang discrimination or violation of your rights, you have the right to seek remedy or justice. Pwede ka mo file og complaint mo seek og investigation og mo demand correct nga ang motibo.
And then the next one is the freedom from arbitrary detention and the right to fair a trial. So we will discuss it later because Ausan is not around. So we will go in the conclusion or the UDHR history. So the UDHR is a historic global milestone that set a universal standard for human dignity, outlining fundamental rights for all people regardless of background through not legally binding. So it has shaped international law and national law policies worldwide, serving as a vital moral guide in the fight against injustice. So even as a full implementation remains on ongoing challenges. So the overall of the UDHR is, it means that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights stands as a foundation or foundational document that affirms the inherent dignity and equal rights sa tanan nga mga tao. So, it was adopted in 1948. It set a global standard for freedom, justice, and peace, inspiring countries, laws, treaties, and movements worldwide. So, while challenges to human rights persist means kanang continue to exist or kanang bitang human rights or mga problems are still happening and have not been fully solved. So muna siya pasabot sa persist. So, the next topic is the convention and the elimination of all forms of discrimination, or when we so the convention of the elimination of all forms of racial discrimination, or CERD, is a significant international human rights treaty aimed to combating racial discrimination and promoting equality for all individuals. So regardless of their race, color, ilahang mga descent or national or ethnic origin, it was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on December 21, 1965. So, it has entered into force on January 4, 1969. So, it is one of the significant international human rights treaty aimed to combating racial discrimination. So, this treaty focuses especially on fighting racial discrimination. So, what CERD is all about? So, stop racial discrimination in all its forms. So, meaning ending an unfair or a harmful treatment of people because of their race, skin color, ethnicity, or where their ancestors came from. So, nag-promote po sila equality for everyone, para sa tanan, and no matter their races, skin color, like what I have said earlier. So, this means making sure all people have the same rights or chances or mga trato nga sakto or kanang pantay-pantay, and then regardless of like what I have said earlier, ganing akuan dapat pantay-pantay lang ang trato, even though dili sila same og mga kanang kuan, mga mag-aha sila gikan or lahang mga gender, lahang mga culture. And I have the three components or about the CERD. So, the first one is equal rights, equal opportunities, and equal respect. So, nganong importante ang CERD miskag sa karon? So, why is it still important today? So, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination, or when we talk about the CERD, is that it is still important today because racism has not disappeared. Wala rin ako nawalang racism hantod sa karon nga generation, and it continues to affect people and societies all over the world. Example niya ka lang sa mga jobs or sa mga education, sa edukasyon, sa mga pag-eskwela, naarga pa ng racism, na-involved rin hapon sa trabaho, like sa mga company or sa mga stores, like mga mini stores, mga inanan, basta class tanan nga trabaho na-involved rin hapon ng jobs. I am racism until now. And then, daily social interactions or mga communications daily, kanang mga pangalaw mga communications sa ubang tao. Dili jud maligaya ng kanang racism hantod sa karon. So, the next one is objectives of the CERD.
The central and of the CERD is to eliminate the real discrimination in all forms, whether by the governments, individual organizations, and to promote an understanding among all races. This force not only ending race and discrimination, but also taking positive steps to ensure equality and fairness in all aspects to education, employment, healthcare, and participation and political and social life. The main goal of the CAR Convention on the elimination of all from all real and discrimination is to make sure that no person is treated unfairly and because of their race, color, and nationality or fleeting original. It requires all countries that sign the convention to stop any form of race discrimination, whether it's done by the government, by groups, or by an individual. CARD does just an On stopping the discrimination, it also cleared countries to take the positive, ensure that everyone enjoy equal rights. This equal access to.
Number 2,
Next
main
is-
provision.
Main provision. Article 1. Define racial discrimination as any distinction, exclusion, restriction, or preference based on race, color, descent, or national or ethnic origin that has the effect of nullifying or impairing the recognition, enjoyment, or exercise of human rights and fundamental freedom. Article 2. Obligates states parties to condemn and eliminate racial discrimination through measures such as adopting policies that ensure equal rights for all, fostering tolerance and understanding, and ensuring that laws are and policies reflect non-discrimination.
So the third one is the monitoring and enforcement. So the implementation of this third is monitored by the Committee of the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, which is composed of 18 experts elected by the parties to the convention. So this part explains how the convention is checked and enforced. So what it means. So the third treaty isn't just signed and forgotten. It is actively monitored. A special group called the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, or the third committee, makes sure that countries are following the rules. So this committee is made up of 18 experts. Walo ka mga eksperto ang na-involved diriya. So these experts are elected by the countries that are part of the convention. So this section is basically saying that there is a group of experts whose job is to watch over countries and make sure they are obeying the treaty. And then the fourth one is the state parties. So the state parties, as of today, the third has been ratified by more than 180 countries, making it one of the most widely accepted human rights treaties in the world. So however, there are still some countries that have not ratified it. So state parties, this part explains how many countries have agreed to follow the third treaty. So what it means that more than 180 countries have ratified or officially approved and followed or agreed to follow the treaty. So this makes CERD as one of the most widely supported human rights agreements in the world. So why this matters? Anong kinahanglan nagamatter ang state parties sa UDHR? So the more countries that join, the stronger the global fight against racial discrimination becomes. So in short, monitoring and enforcement, a committee of 18 experts checks if countries are following of the treaty, while the state parties, kay over 80 countries have agreed to follow the treaty, making it globally important through a few have not yet joined. So, number 5. The next one is the challenges.
While the CERD has played a role in promoting real and equality challenge strength and the terms of the enforcement, particular and a country with high level of real discrimination or where the legal and discussion system are weak. Competition on the elimination of all from the risk and discrimination help promote the real equality. They are still and making sure it is fully followed.
Next. The next one is the importance in the global human rights framework. Ano ba sabi? So, the convention is considered a cornerstone in the global human rights framework. So, alongside other key treaties like the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or ICCPR, and the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, or the ICESCR. So, it helps form the legal basis for actions aimed to combating racial discriminations. So, and it influences national and international human rights law. The CERD stands as a vital instrument in the global struggle against the racial injustice. So, however, for it to achieve its full potential, states must continually strengthen their efforts to eliminate racial discrimination, not just through laws, but through societal transformation, education, and empowerment. So, racial discrimination remains a deep-rooted global issue, and the CERD provides both the framework and the hope for a more just and equal future for all people, regardless of race or ethnicity.
Mindful. Because of this convention, many countries created anti-discrimination laws like protecting indigenous people, minority groups, and immigrants from unfair treatment. It also guide the UN and governments in making fair policies for all races.
So, the overall about the CERD, or the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination. So, ending racial discrimination requires more than laws. It requires real change in society through education, awareness, and empowerment. So, because racism is still a serious issue worldwide, the CERD provides essential guidance for nations working to create a fairer and more inclusive communities. So in the end, the convention serves as a both practical framework and a promise that every person, regardless of race or ethnicity, deserves justice, dignity, and equal opportunity. So the next topic is the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So, or it also known as the CRC. So the CRC is a landmark international human rights treaty adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1989. So, entering into force in 1990, it is the most widely ratified treaty in history. Only in the United States and Somalia have not ratified it. Through Somalia has signed it. So, it sets out that a comprehensive framework of rights for children under 18, emphasizing that every child should be treated with dignity, equality, and respect. So, key rights include the right to survival, health, education, protection from abuse and exploitation, participation in decision affecting them, and the freedom of expression and the thought. So, the CRC says that every child must be treated with dignity, equality, and respect, no matter their nationality, religion, gender, abilities, or background. So it also lists the basic rights children must have it grow up safe, healthy, and educated. So the first one is the four core principles about the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Is the first one is the non-discrimination, Article 2.
All children have equal access to all rights, and the CRC regardless of their race and gender, religion, and disability and social rights, family background, or any other status. The simple ensure that every child is treated and equal and enjoy all rights and CRC without any form of discrimination. Number 2, best interests of the child. Article 3. When making this decision or taking action that affect the children, whether by the government, families, or other
Institutions.
Institutions, the children's best interests must be the primary consideration. Whenever adults, such as parents, teachers, courts, or government make decisions that affect the children, they are most what is the best for the children. The children effectively healthy well-being and development should guide all action that decision.